guys, so we've got the live set up over here. Let's see if that's in the picture. Yes, it cuts off my head a little bit. Let's pull it back. Okay. I love setting all of this up. Oh, I almost pulled that out. Get that settled. There we go. I hope that'll do it. Okay. Always so many changes. So, all right, here we go. All right, guys. So here we are. It is Tuesday, February. It's not Tuesday. It's Wednesday, February 15th. Okay, I don't know what time it is. It's Wednesday, February 15th. And I am going live to you today because I didn't go live yesterday. Yesterday was Valentine's Day. My husband and I actually went out yesterday. So I thought I'd go live today so we could get back on track, right? So as I was thinking about it, I was like, you know what? I do a meal kit every Monday and every Wednesday. My son is usually at school. We have a snow day today, but usually my son is at school, and so I do a meal kit with just my husband and I. But today we're going to make some adjustments to it, and I'm going to share that with you guys. And I'm doing a giveaway. So in the description of your video that you're watching, there is a link to sign up to get into the meal plan kit giveaway. So I have some boxes to give away, and I will draw from the entries on Friday morning and let you know by phone call if you won, and I'll send that out to you. So super fun, super easy. I love it, and I love being able to bless my customers with the meal kit. The whole reason I tried meal kits about a year and a half ago was because a lot of my customers were using them. I mean, if you use a meal kit, go ahead and show me in the comments. Go ahead and say, I use a meal kit. Tell me which meal kit you use. I started out with Blue Apron. Loved it. Fancy food, restaurant quality food, so easy to prep, super good. Trying Home Chef, the food's like a little bit more difficult to cook, but it doesn't seem as fancy, so that's kind of a weird place to be. I definitely prefer the ingredients in Blue Apron, but Home Chef is nice as well. I had some more choices as far as allergies and dietary restrictions, which I really like. So I can choose a low carb recipe. I can choose, some other things that really make it very, very easy for me. So that being said, we're gonna make some adjustments today. I am gonna make some carbs. I'm gonna make some rice really quick, and then I'm going to start our recipe. Okay, so let me go ahead and get started with the rice. I forgot to get it out. We're just gonna make some long grain rice, okay, in the pressure cooker over here. I moved my pressure cooker, so it won't be in the video today, I don't think. Yeah, maybe it will be. Anyway, so I've got the pressure cooker over there. We're gonna make some rice. My son's gonna be eating with us, so want to have some rice. For those of you that didn't know, my husband is on his terminal leave from the military. He is active duty for just a couple more months, and so he is gonna be home more. So we need to have some food in the house that's good for him to eat at lunch and stuff. My grocery bill is definitely going to be changing because I'm going to have people at home more for lunch, okay? So we've already gone through the lunch meat, ran out early for that. Eggs, forget it. I told my husband that he can't eat 3 eggs in the morning because we're going through eggs like crazy, and just other things. So whenever you go through an adjustment like that, then it's just an adjustment. You got to make the thing. But we're going to be saving money because he will not be eating out at lunch anymore. So there's that. He might miss that. He's probably going to miss that. So I just put 2 cups of rice in here, 2 cups of water, a little bit of oil. I'm going to turn it on and turn it to white rice and push the button. It takes about 17 minutes to cook rice in here. Super easy to cook. super fast, but that'll be an add-on because I'm taking a meal that's for two and I'm going to divide it into thirds. Okay, so I always keep some extra pork chops and some chicken breasts on hand, so we're doing pork chops today. This is the recipe right here. It's called tortilla pork chop. Tortilla pork chop with squash and lime crema. So funny, last night at Chili's I got carne asada with lime crema and I ate that for lunch as well. So all right, let me put my glasses on because one thing that I noticed, so that was different between the two meal kits, is Blue Apron goes down and then down. This one goes back and forth. It took me a minute to get that all right. I have gone ahead and preheated the oven. It tells you, I love this, if you're not good at cooking, you will learn so much by having a meal kit. So it says before you cook, and it tells you what to do. This gives you step-by-step with photograph instructions of everything that you're doing. Kind of like the Pioneer Woman. She does that too. She gives you step-by-step instructions. You can see little pictures in her books. But this also tells you, like what tools you're going to need, what your ingredients are. You can use this. You can recreate this recipe later because all of the measurements are on the front. Or if you need to double it or 1.5 it or whatever, which is what I did. I looked on here to see what we had for customization and stuff. So then it has a link for the nutritional information. So the first thing we need to do is open up our bag. So I also love that everything comes in the bag like this. It's just, I grab the bag for the day. The recipe's on, the name of the recipe is on there. So I can start getting stuff ready. Don't love the pre-grated cheese. Blue Apron does not have pre-grated cheese. Okay, I do need to wash these vegetables. Okay, so benefits to having the meal kit. No leftover food, okay? So you don't have to buy extra food, especially like with Blue Apron, you might use some fancy sauces. So you never had to buy a $12 bottle of sauce and have extra left over that you never used or it went bad or whatever. So that was handy. With the Home Chef, it's nice that it's kind of the same thing. It just doesn't use as fancy of ingredients, okay? So the first thing it says to do is trim the zucchini and the squash ends and have them lengthwise and cut into half moons. So I'm going to be using my Pampered Chef tools. So you definitely want to have a knife, okay? A sharp knife is handy. Okay, I'm just going to cut this into thirds. I think this one only needs to be cut in half. And then we'll cut those ends off there. Okay, this can all go in the compost. All right, and then this can be cut in half. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut these in half, down lengthwise, all of these. Do that ahead of time, and then we're going to use the quick slice to cut them into half moons. Okay, so we'll save a lot of time when I do this. Okay, there. Actually, I think I'm gonna get a bowl. So, things that I like to have, things that I use a lot with my meal kits. I definitely use my cutting mats, which you see right here. I have the meat on a cutting mat behind me. I use my sheet pans a lot. You can use stoneware, but I tend to use my sheet pans more than my stoneware. I use, you need to have a good skillet. I use my 12-inch or my 4-quart skillet a lot. So, and I kind of go between, like last year I was using my enameled cast iron skillet. This year we have the Brilliance cookware. I absolutely love it, so that's what I use. You know, you just need to have a good skillet that you can use, okay? So I'm just putting these on here and slicing them. In order to get this to work, you just give it a little rock. Don't try to push it straight down. Pushing it straight down is probably just going to end up with you getting frustrated. So give it a little rock, and that tends to work best. I don't love squash, but these meal kits all use a lot of squash. I don't know if it's inexpensive. I know it's healthy. So, okay. Then we're going to have the lime. So we've got this right here. We need to have the lime. That's the next thing it says to do. I know that you need to cut, we're going to cut some of this into wedges and some of it we're going to press. So we have that. Cut 1/2 into wedges and juice the other half. So we only need a teaspoon of juice. So we'll juice this half. We'll cut this one into wedges. Okay. All right, so we've got our wedges there. Again, sticking those in there. I'm not gonna juice the lime. I will juice the lime when it comes time to juice the lime, okay? So then it says stem and mince the cilantro. So we have our cilantro right here. And we're just gonna pull that out. Okay. And now it says stem and mince the cilantro. That's hilarious. I don't really stem the cilantro. The stems for cilantro are really soft, and you can definitely cut those up. But I'm a recipe follower. I'm a rule follower. I'm going to follow this recipe, but I'm just going to barely pull the stems off. Okay. So, all right. So here's another thing. The ingredients that came with my meal kit for the first time ever. There was a hole in the meal kit, and I had a little problem. My meat was not really good. But I called them, and I emailed them yesterday, and they refunded me. They refunded me for the whole meal kit, and all I had to do is pull some chicken out of my freezer. I always keep chicken and pork chops in my freezer, so I just had to pull that out. So it didn't really cause too much of a problem, except for that it was frustrating, and so that was handy. They take care of it. They make it right. So, okay. So it says to take the pork chops, which we've already done over here. Okay, and it says to pat them dry and put the seasoning on them. Now, those of you that have been with me for a while know that I have some allergy issues in my family. So we've got these pork chops here. I'm going to take the baby pork chop, but these are the ones that came in the meal kit. They're really nice and they look really great. But I'm going to take the baby one. We're going to separate them out like this because we're going to use two different types of seasoning. So it says to take, we want a teaspoon of the taco seasoning. So half of the taco seasoning. Okay. And actually, I am going to start with the other taco seasoning. Right here. My taco seasoning. And we're going to sprinkle it on top of my husband's pork chop. So we're just going to sprinkle it on the top. This is the one that I made. Okay. So it says, season both sides with half of the taco seasoning and a pinch of salt and pepper. So we'll put some salt on here using the grinder set. Use the grinder set all the time for this stuff. Salt and pepper. Taco seasoning actually has salt and pepper in it, so it's kind of surprising that it wants you to put that on there. So now this, you can see the other taco seasoning is a little bit darker because it has red pepper in it. So just grab our fork to flip those over. And like I said, I'm keeping these separate. Okay, we'll do salt and pepper again. Okay. Love the grinder set. One of my favorite things about the grinder set is that when you go to fill the grinder set, you just open it up right here, pour everything in there. Okay, nice big hole, no need for a funnel, anything crazy like that. It's just super, super easy. All right, so now we need to put our taco seasoning on the top. Okay, and we set this aside because we're going to use that for something else. I'll put this taco seasoning on the top of here. Okay, so I make my own taco seasoning. If you have allergies to onions and peppers, just comment below. I will give you the link to, or I'll give you the recipe for this taco seasoning. It's so easy, tastes so good. No GI issues, no gut issues, and my husband's allergic to onions, so we don't have any problem with that. Okay, so what it says to do is we're going to set this aside. I think it's going to go in the oven in just a few minutes. So we're going to do the veggies first. So we're going to put the spaghetti, the squash, and the bacon seed and toss with the remaining taco seasoning, quarter teaspoon of salt, and a pinch of pepper. So I'm going to put a little bit of oil in here. Not a whole lot, just enough to make the stuff stick. Okay. And we're gonna toss it so that I get them mixed up. And I'm gonna put the salt and pepper on here, okay? And toss it. And then we're gonna add the taco seasoning after. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do 2/3 in one sheet pan and 1/3 in another. So I'm using my modular sheet pans, just very, very handy, getting this all tossed together. Now this always, every recipe I've done says to toss them on the pan. I personally like to toss them in a bowl. I feel like I get a better toss. I feel like I get a better coating on the veggies when I do it that way. Okay. So, give it a little more toss. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put 1/3 on this one, and then 2/3 on the other one. And I'm doing this because I'm not eyeballing it, and I probably should get a bigger sheet pan because these veggies are going to steam in this being so close together like this. Okay? So, but this is what I'm going to do. Okay, that is a lot of veggies. I wonder if they gave me extra. Let me eat this one. Okay, so the thing is set for 425. Okay, oh, I need taco seasoning. And this is Hubby's right here. We're going to coat that. Zucchini needs all the help it can get. I'm just saying. My mom used to make this recipe that I loved when I was a kid, and it was yellow squash and gobs of cheese and Rotel tomatoes. I thought it was really good. Everybody else that I've talked to as adults thinks it was really gross. So we're gonna put these in the oven. So one thing that's great about the modular sheet pan is it is designed to fit all three of the sheet pans in the oven at the same time. So while that's cooking, spread in a single layer, and we're gonna roast in the hot oven for 15 minutes. Okay, and then while they roast, we're gonna continue on. So now we're gonna start over here with these pans. And I'm cooking 2 separate pans because we have the allergy issues. So, and we're just gonna add a little bit of olive oil. I need to get a second oil dispenser that has olive oil in it, because that seems to be the oil that we use the most often. And it would be nice to have that spread out just right. So we're gonna let that get hot, and then we're gonna sear those for 2 to 3 minutes per side. And so while we're doing that, we'll do some toppings. So let me tell you, so some other things that I've been using here that you guys are probably going gaga over: prep bowls. I've got 4 prep bowls here. They come in a set of 6. I used my forged cutlery today. And I used my small mixing scraper. So I'm going to tell you, if you are gonna get a meal kit, things that you're gonna need: salt and pepper meal, definitely. I use them every single time. You definitely need a scraper, definitely need a sheet pan. I would say just go with the half sheet pan, okay? You need a skillet. So I'm using the 10-inch and the 8-inch today, but normally I would use, and especially since you're probably cooking everything in one pot, you would use the larger one, the 5-quart saute pan. So that's the one that I would use in the Brilliance, or a 12-inch pan. Also, cutting mats. You definitely need cutting mats and scissors. I use my citrus press a lot. So those are some of the things that I use a lot. And the tongs. Oh my gosh, you need to have tongs to flip everything over, which I'm getting ready to grab in a second. So this should be warmed up. We're going to go ahead and grab our tongs. So this is the way I remember: small tongs for the small pan, big tongs for the big pan. And I always do Eric's first. I always do his first. That way, if I accidentally cross-contaminate, then I have them separated. So, okay, so those are going to cook 2 to 3 minutes each side. So while that's cooking, we are going to go ahead and prep our tortilla chips. So we need to crush our tortilla chips. I just put them in here. I could have left them in the bag and crushed them. That says the rice is ready. I'll show you guys how the rice comes out in just a second. Isn't it nice? You can put that, I always put that on first, and then it's always ready. So we're crushing these tortilla chips. They're all crushed. I just want to eat them. I love tortilla chips. Okay. And in a mixing bowl, combine crushed tortilla chips, strips, cheese, and 1 teaspoon olive oil mix. I'm going to need a bigger bowl for that. So put the tortilla chips. We'll put the cheese. I would prefer to have freshly grated cheese, but here we are. This is all about convenience. Okay. And then some more oil. Okay. So we should add a little bit of olive oil to this. About a teaspoon. That's probably less than a teaspoon. Okay. So we're going to combine that together. This is going to be the coating that goes on the top when we bake these. So, and it's fine that I'm dividing these into 3. We don't need all that cheese. We don't need all that cheese, so. And you know, if they're going to give us like pre-grated cheese, why don't they give us the reduced fat one, right? Okay. I like the way fresh cheese melts so easily. I use my grater. I did it for lunch today. Just grated a little bit of cheese for lunch. Okay, I'm a cheeseaholic. I love cheese. If you told me that I could never have cheese again, I'd probably ignore you. So, okay, now we're waiting for that to get out so that we're going to take the baking sheet out of the oven, and we'll put the pork chops on there to just roast. So when that's done. So that's pretty much it. I need to chop up the cilantro. So I always use my shears to cut the cilantro. I need to chop that up. It's going to be for garnish. This is just a great tip, upside down in your prep bowl. Okay. Then we have some sour cream here. I'll go ahead and make the lime crema while we're waiting. So sour cream and 1 teaspoon of the lime juice. So these just come in these little tubes. Don't you wish we could get these little tubes like just for ourselves? Because sometimes that's all the sour cream you need for yourself. You don't need to have the whole big thing of sour cream. I oftentimes will use Greek yogurt because I have that on hand. And then we need a teaspoon of this. Go ahead and put that in there. Like that. Okay, dishwasher safe. We'll go ahead and flip these over. We're getting a really nice sear on them. We have a really, really nice sear on them. You know, we want to mess with our meat when we put it in the pan to cook, but if you just kind of leave it, you get that nice sear, and it cooks faster, believe it or not. So, all right. Now we'll just get a little scraper to mix this up. Okay, sour cream and the lime juice. And this is good. Now, this says to drizzle this, so I'm going to teach you guys a really cool trick for drizzling. I wasn't quite ready. Let me go get my thing. Just get a Ziploc bag and then take a cup. I like to use our Measure All cup. And put the bag in there. And then you take whatever it is you're drizzling. Sour cream. This is the cilantro. This is the lime juice, the sour cream and the lime juice. And put that in there like that. Then you have it in a nice little thing here. When I'm ready, I can snip off the end and and squeeze that. I'll put a little Twix-It clip on it to hold it till then, and that just will help me. Super easy. Love mini Measure All cup for that. So, okay, gosh, you guys, we got a lot of stuff here. We've still got like 5 more minutes on those, on the thing. So while that's finishing up, and before I put that stuff in the oven, let me go ahead and tell you about a couple of things, okay? So meal prep and having a meal kit, super handy. It is really, really gonna help you. It's gonna help you save money. It's gonna help you save time in your kitchen when you have food ready-made, ready to prep. So the number one thing that I hear from you guys is that you are just like out of dinner ideas. You're out of ideas. You have that mental load from working and taking your kids everywhere and everything being crazy that it's really hard for you to meal plan and meal prep. So I have another solution for you. And it's kind of cool because this month when you start your Tastebuds subscription, you can get 1 whole month for free. 1 whole month for free. And I'll post that link in, I'll post the link and the information on that in the description. I'll update that when we get done here. That's something in my eye. Anyway, so you can get 1 whole month for free when you start your Tastebuds subscription. When you buy a 3-month subscription, you get 1 whole month for free. There's a code, and I can't remember what the code is off the top of my head, so I'll put it in the description. All right. So I want to show you guys, this is what happens. Every month you get an envelope like this, and this month we got a bonus seasoning, and you get 3 recipes. So this is fantastic because these recipes are 3 recipes, and then on the front it gives you ideas. So you get 3 seasonings and then 3 recipes. So this month we got the scampi mix. Let's see, what's our bonus one? We got the scampi mix right here, okay? We got the Italian seasoning mix, okay? And then we got the crushed peppercorn and garlic. And then there's a whole website that has all the recipes on there in case you lose your cards or whatever. And then it gives you some other ways to use it. So it gives you the recipe, but it also gives you some other ways. Like here's how you can make a quick pasta. Here's how you can make garlic mashed potatoes. So that's handy. And so our bonus seasoning is Southwestern seasoning. I could use that today. So I love these seasonings and the stuff that comes with them. There's a QR code right here where you could scan to go to the hub. And in the hub, it has the recipes. It has all the recipes. So like as long as you're a subscriber, you can go back and look at recipes from before. So like before you subscribed. How cool is that? All right, so we're going to pull the stuff out of the oven. Just going to set some trivets out. And then we'll pull this stuff out of the oven. We definitely don't want to overcook the zucchini because it just turns to mush. So we've got our zucchini right there. And what it says to do is we just need to make a way, which this one's kind of full, so I'm not going to make a way in this one. That's going to go back in the oven. We're just going to use a brand new one for Eric's. And we will put his pork chop right there. And then, see how I get confused sometimes? And then we'll put the boys and my pork chops right here. So, my little baby, and my little baby's pork chop right there. Okay? And now what we're going to do is just put this on the top. So we'll just do, so everybody gets even. We'll do a scoop on each one. Mine does not need that much, that's for sure. All right. And then we're going to stick these back in just to melt that cheese and crisp up those tortillas. So we've got that all together. This is going to go back in the oven for just a few minutes. I'll take a picture when it's all done. and show you guys, because I'm not going to make you sit. I'm not going to make you sit here for another like 5 minutes or however long. Let's see how long does it have to be in there. 4 to 5 minutes. And so we just have to make sure that the temperature of the pork is just right. But as you can see, you can get your dinner done so fast. I just pulled everything out of the fridge and started prepping it right away. So this will be served with a lime wedge, and then the cream on the top of the veggies, and then the cilantro on top of that. Simple, easy peasy. And don't forget, if you have, if you need some dinner time inspiration, number one, fill out the giveaway link and get entered for the drawing. I'll do that drawing on Friday. Number two, go ahead and get your Tastebuds ordered. You can order that 3-month subscription. Check it out. See, you're going to get a free month. So 3 for the price of 2 months. It's already discounted when you buy it in the 3-month set anyway. So, all right, guys, that's all I have for you today. I hope you have a great day. And we'll be back to our regular Tuesday time slot, 5 p.m. on Tuesday next week. Have a good one.